Most business owners think their marketing is failing because they aren't creative enough. They think if they just had a better script or a flashier website, the clients would come.
But the truth is, creativity isn't the problem. The problem is a lack of clarity. When you say you help businesses grow, you aren't offering a solution. You're just describing a category. And in a crowded market, categories are forgettable.
You don't invent desire, you channel it. But you can only do that when you move past demographics and into psychological intimacy. You have to understand the specific emotional tension your audience is carrying right now. We sometimes refer to this as creating a new opportunity.
There is a massive difference between a product and an offer. A product is what you deliver. An offer is how the market perceives your value. Specificity is the bridge. It's the difference between saying, we help increase revenue, versus we help you book 15 qualified calls in 90 days without cold calling.
When your offer is specific, the risk disappears. Your mechanism explains why you will succeed where others failed. Clarity builds belief. Proof builds certainty. And when the market feels precisely understood, your messaging becomes a magnet. Most people build a product and then try to invent a script. We do the opposite. If you're ready to stop being forgettable and start being the only logical choice, you need to see the full order of operations. That is what we are getting into in this Sandbox episode.
So, sit back, relax, and let's fix the foundation.
That's right. Welcome to this week's episode of the Sandbox, coming to you live from Southern California. My name is Rob Souza.
I'm Brian Wayne. Welcome to the Sandbox.
And today we're talking about what I think is the cornerstone. They use the word foundation in our intro, and of how important crafting a proper offer with the right formula is. Literally, if you take that corner, it's everything. You can do everything else right, but if you don't have a tailored offer, and in my mind, from not a digital standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, that is identifying a unique audience that has a unique problem, that has a crafted, unique solution that nobody's heard of.
Yeah.
A good example. Give me an example.
You got to look at it from your clients or your customer standpoint. They're asking themselves, what's in it for me? And if you don't get into the specifics of how your solution works and the results it provides, it's not going to convert.
Yeah.
It's too generic.
We were talking before the show, and one of the best examples of that, I think most people have seen it if you watch live television, is Collars & Co. And when I saw that commercial where this company has built
it's just a shirt, right?
Well, it's just a shirt with a professional business collar that can be used with a coat to look like you're wearing a really high-end business shirt. But in reality, it's a golf shirt, and it's breathable, it's stretchable.
And that's the unique solution, right?
Correct, because there's no other shirt. The unique target market is men who are business professionals who need to put on a coat and look high-end professional, but they don't like wearing stiff wool, because the more comfortable
traditional dress shirt,
but the more comfortable the material,
the
more saggy the shirt is. If it's a four-way stretch shirt, it's not going to sit up like a professional shirt.
And golf shirts don't have stiff collars on.
And that's exactly right. And in Southern California, if I wear a wool shirt, it looks professional. I sweat through the shirt in 5 minutes, especially if I have to put a coat on for a meeting. So I immediately saw that commercial, And I thought, that is a perfect solution because I can take my coat off and be comfortable in the shirt. But when I need to jump into a meeting or somebody shows up at my office, I can quickly put a dress coat on. Okay, so that is a unique audience, is business professionals who don't like the stiff shirts.
Your target audience.
And the unique problem is that I don't
want to wear a dress shirt.
And then the third is the unique solution, Collars & Co., a golf shirt with a business collar. That is, for me, probably the strongest example I've seen. In fact, first time I saw that commercial, I jumped on my phone and I looked up Collars & Co. Now, it's $85 a shirt, so I didn't purchase, but
yeah. But at least they made a strong enough offer
that I immediately,
you're considering it.
The very first time I saw the commercial, I jumped on my phone.
Yeah, and now all they have to do is retarget you, and eventually you'll buy one. If they offered you a 30% coupon, you'll probably buy one.
You're absolutely right. So that goes into the formula of an offer, right? There's upsells.
They've identified you as an audience. You identify with the problem. They made you an offer with a unique solution, and now all they have to do is advertise the hell out of you, and you will eventually buy one.
And I'm thinking one more example is Huel, I think Huel. And I was looking at, I think it's called AG1. It's a green powder, vitamin powder you put, and you shake it up and you drink it. It gives you all your vitamins and minerals from natural sources.
Super popular.
But it's so expensive. The first thing I did was go to AI and search, is there a competitive quality product at a lower price? And I found Huel. And Huel's, basically their unique solution is we have as good or better than any other product in the industry, but ours is half the price. And I was sold. That's their unique solution, as good, but half the price. And I was sold and I purchased immediately. And then going to your example, I put a couple things in my cart and it says, oh, but you only get free shipping if you buy $100 worth. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll pick a few more things out so I don't pay the shipping. And then it says, oh, wait, if you hit the subscription button where we send it to you every 30 days, you get another 25% off, but only on your first order. So by the time I was done, I was up to $200.
Yeah.
And I hit the purchase button.
And that segues right into exactly what we're talking about, is you got into their sales funnel.
Yeah.
It's called a sales funnel for a reason, but it all starts with having that perfect offer and talking the right offer for the right audience.
But here's a challenge I have, Brian. And in the financial industry or the services industry, so real estate agents, life insurance agents, banking, loan, all of that, is that it's becoming so commoditized that everybody has the same offer. 95% of all the service professionals schedule a 20-minute, 60-minute strategy call. How is that for an offer?
That's a terrible offer.
What?
A strategy call for what? You know? And if you don't set up what, it's fine to ask for a strategy call, but the people that you're targeting need to know what's involved. Why should I schedule a strategy call? Because what you're really selling is the call in a marketing funnel. Because
but are you selling the call or are you selling the solution to the problem?
You're selling the solution.
So the call really,
your CTA is book a call, but
one's different. We're talking about offer today.
Yes.
So yes, CTA is an important element of the offer.
Yeah, that's just a function.
But what's missing in most of our advisors have CTAs, but what about, give me an example in services industry or the financial industry, what a specific offer would be considered other than a strategy call. Strategy call, and I'll evaluate your current assets and calculate and see where your income is going to be in retirement to see if you're on track, and then I'll help you improve it. I mean, that's a typical offer. 90% of advisors.
Yeah, but it's still too generic.
Okay, so
tell me, I need to know how. What are you going to do for me? Again, it's the audience member going, what's in it for me? I've already tried that. How are you different?
So can you give me one example? I'll put you on the spot because, well, you know what? Let's not do that because we actually have finalists that
We can watch them right
that
now.
who, that have made an attempt. The Sandbox is a collaborative where we teach these things. I teach how to branding, basically rebranding. I help you find your target audience who has a unique solution and craft has a unique problem, help them craft a unique solution. But I've struggled, along with all of my other advisors in the industry, life agents in the industry, in how do you translate that into digital format and drive enough traffic to it to get it to convert, as well as like your live workshops. So that's where I met you, and you developed the Sandbox to develop that formula on. Once we get that specific audience with a specific problem, with a specific solution, and then we're in the Sandbox, help advisors turn that into a formula for digital.
Yes.
And that's where I've learned more in the last year than I have about digital marketing than I have in my entire marketing and financial advising career. So let's, in fact, set it up. We're going to take a quick break and come back, and we're going to actually show you some real examples of our creators in the Sandbox partnering with an advisor to translate their offer into an actual video. These are 3 contestants. So after the break, we'll present those 3 finalists.
Are you a virtual assistant or a DIY business owner that wants to create your own content? Which one are you? Stop chasing. Start attracting business. Welcome to the Sandbox, the only community where you access thousands of dollars of agency-level training for free. No chasing, no guessing, just growth. Here's how it works. Every week, inside the Sandbox community, we post real projects from real potential clients. Creators enter the contest by submitting a 60-second audition video showcasing their skills and their vision to bring the client's big idea to life. Then we select 3 finalists who submitted their best pitch video. They compete head-to-head, and the weekly winner takes home $100 cash every single week. We'll announce the winner right here, live on the podcast. Then the winners move into the final cut to go up against the best of the best for a full-time contract with the Sandbox production team. For complete contest rules and details, go to wealthvids.com/sandbox to join the community and enter the contest. We'll see you inside.
All right, welcome back. So we're going to take a look at the finalists, and what you're about to see is a sales video. This is part of the sales funnel, and this is where you get a real opportunity to present your offer and your solution in a detailed way to compel someone to schedule a call with you. So this is at the bottom of the funnel where we're really pushing hard and getting the audience, get your potential customers to understand what your offer is.
So the offer is similar for those of you who are advisors, is like the close of your workshop, where you're giving a tightened up argument for why it is they need to book that call and what they're going to get if they book that call, that unique solution. And you just put it into digital format. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first contestant, Sheila.
There was a time when life was measured by traffic lights, time cards, and days off that barely got to spend with your family. This is Sheila Vergara from Manila, Philippines, married and a proud mom of 2. For more than 10 years, she worked as a sales consultant in different companies. Long hours, early mornings, heavy traffic, even working on holidays. One day off a week, and never enough time for family.
That's when I realized I needed to find a new path, not just for myself, but for my family.
Today, she is part of the Sandbox. She is deeply grateful to Rob Sousa for trusting her abilities, hard work, and perseverance, anchored in her faith in God. Now in her 3rd year as a virtual assistant, she is a team leader, proving that growth is possible even when you start from zero. Today, she has more time with her family, more time with her kids. They own a new car, and she helped her husband provide for their needs. No traffic, flexible hours, and a future she helped create. Click the link below to join the Sandbox, because your story, like Sheila, could be the beginning of something bigger.
All right, so just, that was the creator, Sheila, and I kind of set that up a little backwards. What we're going to be watching is the creator paired with the advisor. So Sheila was the creator of, was it?
It is
Rob Leapart.
Rob Leapart. That's right.
So Rob Leapart came to us. He has an offer. We helped him go through the Sandbox process to develop his offer and his unique solution. Then we pair them up with a production team, and Sheila was the head of the production team. And we turned that into a digital asset in the form of mini documentaries and sales videos, sort of replicating what has already been done with the workshop,
But this
but in a
submission,
more entertaining and persuasive way.
but the submission today
Is the sales video.
it's the sales video,
And this is
the
the
offer,
hardcore offer.
hardcore offer sales
So-
video. Basically, it's the last step. It's the call to action.
Yes.
So let's take a look at the finished product for Rob Leapart's offer.
You may already be able to work 4 days a week without reducing your income. If you've built meaningful retirement savings and you're still operating inside a 5-day work model, this message is for you. Most successful professionals did exactly what they were supposed to do. They built a strong career. They earned well. They accumulated substantial retirement assets. But despite that progress, their entire lifestyle still depends on earned income, which means if work slows down, income drops. So 5 days feels mandatory, not because of a lack of wealth, but because of the income structure. That's the real constraint. If you're losing just 8 hours per week to full dependency, that's nearly 10 work weeks per year. 5 more years of that, almost 1 full year of your life, while your retirement accounts sit positioned only for someday. That's not long-term independence. That's delayed optionality. Here's the shift. Instead of waiting until full retirement, you design a hybrid retirement strategy, a personalized fiduciary plan that converts a portion of accumulated wealth into sustainable income, preserves principal, optimizes tax sequencing, maintains long-term growth, protects family security. When 20 to 40% of your income is funded from assets, dependency decreases. And when dependency decreases, your work week can compress. 4 focused days, 1 protected day, same long-term financial stability. This is for professionals who have built meaningful retirement savings, are within 5 to 15 years of traditional retirement, earn high income, value long-term financial independence, and want greater time freedom without increasing risk. If you're still early in accumulation, this is premature. If you've already built wealth, this is strategic. The next step is simple. Take the 2-minute hybrid readiness assessment. In just 2 minutes, you'll discover your work optionality score, how dependent you are on earned income, whether your current assets can support partial income conversion, your potential hybrid transition window. No speculation, just clarity. If your profile qualifies, schedule a personalized hybrid retirement strategy session. In that session, I model partial income replacement, stress test sustainability, evaluate tax efficiency, identify risks, and outline your 4-day workweek transition plan. This is a structured financial design, not productivity advice. I can't risk my income. Income preservation comes first. This sounds unrealistic. What's unrealistic is building substantial wealth and never using it to create flexibility. If you continue operating fully dependent on earned income, you'll continue working 5 days by default. If you restructure intelligently, optionality becomes possible. Book a hybrid retirement strategy session. Engineer your hybrid retirement. Convert accumulated wealth into sustainable income. Reclaim 1 day. Protect your family. Build long-term financial independence.
All right.
All right.
Well, the one thing obviously we just talked about
The ending was a little long.
the ending
We gotta-
too was definitely long, and so we can cut those short. Even today, we'll try and cut them short and save some time. But what I like about this is when this idea was first pitched to us, it was really heavily focused on hybrid retirement, 4-day work week, but it really,
sounded more like productivity.
and I think
Right.
there was no mention of finance.
Yeah,
there
it
was
was
no mention.
Like why? And what's
well,
in it
not
for
even,
me?
not even,
I
not
didn't get
even
it.
why.
Mhm.
I didn't know that the pitch video was pitching for a financial advisor at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a guru coach teaching you to work less during the week. No mention of the fact that he's a financial advisor that's
Yeah.
going to financially solve the problem of developing a hybrid work week,
Yeah,
because everybody thinks I got to work 5 days a week.
It's a transition
and
into retirement.
I can't take less income. I can't afford
Yeah.
to work less and drop income because I'm struggling to save enough money to retire anyways. So if I work less, make less, it's going to prolong my retirement. So
Yeah.
I liked that part of it. Any other parts of it that you felt like really?
Yeah, I felt it was clear. I got more clarity on for those people that are in transition. It's like I've worked, I'm close to retirement. I just want to ease into retirement now, and it's not going to hurt my income.
Right.
It's not going to hurt my future retirement by taking an extra day off work.
Yeah.
Because I built up enough savings that now, and he even says, if you're early in the game, this isn't for you. This is for people that are like 10 to 15 years away.
Yeah.
And so that made it super clear.
Yeah. I agree. I think the video could be tightened up, maybe a little
Yeah, I think
long.
there was a little bit of jargon. I think it was still a little too fluffy. I wanted a little more hard facts on how this system works and what makes it unique. I understood the target market, a little more clarity on how it actually works.
Right. I think there was a little bit too heavy on the sales pitch side of things.
Mhm.
Sales pitch meaning the documentary taught the challenges of hybrid retirement and the need for a financial advisor. So you almost don't need to spend a lot of time talking about it again.
Yeah.
Like they already watched the whole documentary.
Yeah. It
Now
should be a
this
summary.
whole video
Yeah.
should be about the solution. And I think 80 to 90% of this video was really about recapping the problem.
Yeah. It should be 30% recap and the rest of the time going through the functionality of what's in it for me, what's the offer, how does it work, and
do you feel like you got a clarity about what you would get if you schedule the appointment?
no.
Okay, so
I still didn't. I still want more facts on. I already understand. I'm sold. I get it. I want it. Now tell me more about it. How does it work?
yeah, absolutely. And so I think with that, my favorite part was identifying the target audience and making sure that you communicate. Talking about the problem and to the right target audience. They really defined if you're a business professional and you're within 10 to 15 years of 65 retirement age, then this is for you. So they define the target audience, summarize the problem, but I think the miss was really clear. What is the solution and what will it look like if I schedule a call and get and then what's the result what's the process I'm going to go through and what's the result going to be?
Yeah. What's in it for me?
All right, well, let's
Yeah,
move
let's
to
look at the
our
next one. Emma.
next contestant.
Oh no, Jay.
Yeah.
So our creator is Jay, and he's working with Larry, and we'll introduce Jay, and then we'll look at Larry's video.
Let's do it.
Most people think becoming a virtual assistant is about learning tools fast, but the real problem is believing tools are what make you valuable. I'm Jay Galora. I'm 26, based in Tanza, Cavite, and I'm a mechanical engineering graduate who chose a completely different path. I'm also a breadwinner, a team lead, and a go high-level specialist. At home, I've got 2 fur babies, Sanji, my Pomeranian, and Kato, my Golden Retriever, who remind me every day why clarity and consistency matter. When I started, I believed success came from mastering everything, every automation, every platform, every new AI tool. But the more I learned, the more overwhelmed I became. AI isn't here to replace us. It's here to help us execute faster after we're clear on the story. To my fellow Filipino VAs, if you're curious and ready to grow beyond tools, the Sandbox is for you. Click the link below or go to wealthvids.com/sandbox to join the Sandbox community.
All right, great. That was Jay. And now let's take a look at Larry Gatz's sales video.
If you're a federal employee planning to retire in the next few years, do not file for retirement. Do not claim Social Security. Do not start TSP withdrawals until you've reviewed how all of it works together. Because once certain elections are made, they're extremely difficult to change. And retirement decisions are not isolated. They are connected. Your pension start date affects your income flow. Your TSP withdrawal strategy affects your tax exposure. Your Social Security timing affects lifetime income. Your FEHB and Medicare elections affect your long-term expenses. And when these decisions are made separately, without coordination, the outcome may not reflect what you intended. Not because you lacked experience, but because federal retirement requires integration. Most federal employees assume, I've worked the years, I'll receive the benefits, it will work out. But retirement isn't about entitlement, it's about alignment, and alignment requires review. That's why the next step isn't another article, it isn't another calculator. It's a structured federal retirement strategy call. On this call, we walk through your projected retirement timeline, income sequencing considerations, TSP distribution structure, Social Security timing scenarios, tax exposure coordination, healthcare election alignment, so you can see whether your plan is cohesive or fragmented. Here's the reality. Retirement planning has leverage before elections are finalized. After you file, after benefits begin, after income streams are set, your flexibility narrows. That's why the review happens now, not later. You have two paths. Move forward assuming everything aligns the way it should, or schedule the strategy call and verify it. This isn't about pressure, it's about precision. Retirement is a 20 to 30-year decision. It deserves a 1-hour review. If you're within 5 years of retirement or approaching key filing decisions, this conversation matters. Click the button below. Schedule your federal employee tax freedom roadmap strategy call. Select your time. Complete the short intake. Come prepared to review your decisions with clarity. Because once retirement elections are finalized, they're no longer theoretical. They're permanent. And this call ensures your income, taxes, and lifestyle are structured for the retirement you've worked decades to achieve. Book your strategy call now.
Wow, that one's good. This one has come a long way because with Larry working with Jay, have really developed this because I remember the problems we had getting started with this. It was very unclear. Now I understand it's federal employees. It's a specific solution. And what you were just saying, it's like, it's the problem before they have to make a decision, right?
Yeah, what I like about it, one, it was very clear that this is for federal employees.
Yes.
And timing-wise, as far as a target, not just federal employees, but federal employees who are about to make decisions
that are practically irreversible.
Right. And that you need, and his unique solution, schedule a call so that you get advice before you make those decisions.
Yeah.
How do you do on the wrap-up CTA?
Really good. Very, very good. Very clear. It gave me a lot of facts, the information that I need to know about what he's going to do, how he's going to solve the problem. And then if you want to know more, book a free call.
Okay, so how we talk about
it's almost it makes all other objections irrelevant.
I think this is a great sales video.
Yeah, very
but
good.
how, from a digital marketing standpoint, Russell Brunson, is there a way that you can create more sense of urgency, more value on top of just his unique solution?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of tactics. One of them is referred to as future pacing. It's like, imagine what your life would look like. You have a fear of this problem. Imagine what your life would look like if you took the solution, if you took my advice
and made the right decisions.
And just kind of like get them emotionally involved in making a decision.
Okay, and then what about sense of urgency?
And
or
that would be the target market. So if for instance, a federal employee, maybe they have 90 days to make a decision before they have to fill out this paperwork, you need to call now before the deadline, before it's too late.
And then what about scarcity? How can an advisor add some scarcity to their? Now, like for instance, in a live workshop, we would say the first 15 people or the first 20 people get this free session, like right?
Free session, some sort of thing that would entice them, yeah.
Because most advisors do charge fees, and so you can say something, this meeting is a, $2,500 value, but for the first 20 people who schedule, we'll waive the fee. So that's a way we could do scarcity. And there's other elements to create a sense of urgency, but great video. Let's, I think, move to our last video. I'm a little biased on this one.
I wonder why. Let's find out.
Well, let's introduce Emma, the creator, and then we'll go into the video.
This is a story of dilemmas. The dilemma of using AI but worrying you'll lose your voice. Of having ideas but not trusting they're good enough. The dilemma of watching everyone else move faster and wondering if you're already behind. For a long time, I believed creativity had to come from struggle. That if I needed help, especially from AI, it meant my ideas weren't real or good enough. But here's the truth no one says out loud. The more AI showed up, the smaller I felt. I started doubting my instincts, second-guessing my ideas, wondering if originality was disappearing, or if I was. And if you've ever thought, what if I don't have what it takes to keep up? You're not alone. Then I realized something that flipped everything. AI wasn't the threat. Isolation was. Trying to think alone. Create alone. Figure it all out in your head with no space to experiment. What I didn't need was better prompts. I needed a sandbox. A place where ideas don't have to be perfect. Where AI becomes a collaborator, not a competitor. Because the problem was never the Emma in the dilemma. It was the doubt, the insecurity, the lack of trust in your own thinking. And once you conquer that, you don't just escape the dilemma, you outgrow it. Join us in the sandbox today.
And of course, like I said before, I'm biased because Emma happens to be
one of our best creators.
And I took her for American Financial, which is my financial company. She won the pitch video in the Sandbox competition, and we've used her to develop the hard sales video for The Great Deception, which is our documentary. And then we're about to show the hard sales video, the final video
to get them conversion video.
Yeah, to get them to schedule the appointment. Let's take a look at the actual sales video.
Now that you've completed the Great Deception documentary, you're ready for the most important part, seeing what it all means for you. On this page, you'll find your personalized retirement clarity assessment, designed to help you measure how the financial challenges we explored in the documentary affect your unique situation. This isn't a generic calculator. It's a guided assessment that brings together the key forces shaping your retirement. How taxes may impact your income, how inflation could reduce your purchasing power, and how market volatility or timing may affect the longevity of your savings. In just a few minutes, you'll see a snapshot of your financial position, your projected income, your potential tax exposure, and the strength of your long-term legacy. Because clarity changes everything. When you can see it, you can plan it. For decades, most people have followed the old way: defer taxes, chase returns, and hope it all works out. But hope isn't a strategy. The new way is about control and flexibility. It's about building a structure where your money isn't trapped, where you have access when you need it, and where your growth isn't constantly reduced by future tax uncertainty. It's about creating the potential for tax-free income, not just tax deferral. We call it the LIFT method. Leveraged income, flexible, tax-free growth. At its core, it's designed to give you more control over your capital, more flexibility in how you use it, and the opportunity for tax-efficient growth. And when leverage is structured properly, it isn't about taking unnecessary risk. It's about amplification. It's about using strategic leverage to potentially enhance your returns inside a protected structure, so your dollars can work harder and more efficiently. Not reckless risk, not speculation, intentional structure, tax-aware growth, and flexibility when life changes. That's what the LIFT method is built around. So imagine this. What if your retirement income could be significantly stronger without exposing yourself to unnecessary risk? What if your wealth could remain intact for generations, supporting your family, your faith, and your freedom, instead of being reduced by taxes and fees? What if you moved from uncertainty to intention? This assessment is your first step toward that clarity. And once you see your results, my team and I can walk you through how to strengthen your strategy so your plan aligns with your goals, your values, and your vision for the future. Now here's your next step. Just below this video, you'll see a button where you can schedule a complimentary 20-minute, no-pressure phone call with me. On that call, we'll walk through your assessment results together. We'll look at how your numbers add up, and more importantly, how they align with your future goals. There's no obligation, no hard sell, just clarity. And if nothing else, you'll walk away knowing exactly where you stand and what your options are. Because every month that passes, tax laws evolve, markets move, and opportunities shift. So don't wait for clarity, create it. Click the button just below this video. Schedule your 20-minute LIFT session, and let's see how your future can be strengthened with intention. I'll look forward to speaking with you. Thanks for watching. Take the assessment. Schedule your 20-minute call. Lift your future. Schedule my 20-minute LIFT session.
All right. Now, in all fairness, I can't critique this. I mean, I can, but this is my company and my messaging. But you helped Emma put it into the formula.
Yes.
So can you talk about?
We worked a lot, and I could talk for an hour about just this video and everything that's in it, because
we won't.
There's so many pieces. It hits the offer. It's what answers the question, what's in it for me? What's the result? If you notice the future pacing, it's, what if your life looked like this? And what if you had more money? And then we do a thing called a risk reversal, where it's like, it's a free call. You have nothing to lose. And then we add scarcity with, you don't have much time. Tax laws could change. Your life could change. If you don't have this in place, we're kind of building that.
If you wait too long, it may be too late.
Got to build a little bit of anxiety in them to get them to book a call. And then it knocks down what we call, the big domino, the one objection that they're going to have that makes all their other objections irrelevant. And I think it hit. And and in all fairness, again, I wrote it, but I worked with Emma and gave her the tools, and our team is really good at nailing these scripts and these videos. So, and if you're a financial advisor, I mean, you should be booking a call with, what's the 15 minutes or no, what's the
schedule 15.
Yeah, so we'll put that in the chat. So anything you want to add on that?
Yeah, the other thing I like was the visuals of the CTA. It wasn't obscure. It was like, here's
clear.
A picture of the page you're looking at on a laptop, and here's a picture of the button I want you to push.
And truthfully, you have to be that specific in your offers. It's like, do this now. Click down below, click the button that says book a call.
Yeah. Confuse you lose from Don Miller. Make it so simple. You're giving them a visual of what to do.
You got to pretend you're directing a third grader in what to do.
I'm going to reserve judgment, but I think the creator, Emma, and your formula and our offering. That's what the magic of the Sandbox is.
Yes.
And combining all three of those things really,
Mhm.
I thought, has provided us a lot of great opportunities.
And this was always the speed bump in helping advisors get the thing that they want, which is more appointments on the calendar.
Right.
And this whole past several months, we've perfected that formula.
All right. Well, with that, after the break, we're going to announce the final cut of which sales video.
Which one makes the final cut?
Makes the final cut. Thank you very much. After
We
the break.
all know the game. The endless scrolling. The generic cover letters sent into the void. The hope followed by the silence. That game ends today. In the Sandbox, we don't care about your resume. We don't care about years of experience. We care about one thing, your potential. Each week, one of our finalists will be recognized for their hard work, creativity, and potential. We'll be awarding $100 cash just for showing up and being great. Dinner is on us. But it's not about the $100. It's about what comes next. Winning this bracket unlocks paid projects, real clients, real budgets, and for the best of the best, the final cut. A shot at a full-time contract with the WealthVids production team. No more chasing, just creating. Imagine what winning could mean for you. Spend more time with family and friends and less time chasing gigs and clients. More money, more freedom, and more opportunities. Go to wealthvids.com/sandbox right now to get started.
Into the channel.
Okay,
Hey.
so I cannot vote on this. So this was voted by you and your team.
Well, and there's a reason for that, because I want this to be the benchmark. This is the one that hits all the beats. And if you go back and you look at the 3 videos together, you'll see where some of the other ones are still missing some elements, which we'll fine tune. That's the whole point of the Sandbox, to perfect these so that we can build you a sales funnel that converts and puts appointments on your calendar. That's it. And we can't run traffic and we can't do paid ads to a marketing funnel or a sales funnel that has a weak offer, because it just won't convert.
And it'll drive your cost per appointment
sky high,
through the roof, if not convert at all.
If you want to get cheaper, cost per lead, then you've got to have a killer sales message and a killer offer.
So I don't think you made it official, but who made the final cut?
It's Emma with the AFI group, The Great Deception, and it's got a great video, or great documentary, and a great sales video, which we just previewed, and it converts. And I think we're getting between $40 and $60 leads.
Outstanding. Emma, congratulations. All right.
Yes.
So as we wrap up today, we're cycling back to the beginning again in the Sandbox.
This is the last episode in this series, and we're going to go cycle it back, and we're going to go into what we talked about earlier, is offer, and having that brand statement, having a clear picture on who your audience is, what's their problem, what's your unique solution, and then package that into an offer that goes gangbusters.
So what we're offering, well, the challenge is that we want financial advisors to schedule a 15-minute call with me, and I'll help you dial down what is your unique audience, what is their unique shared problem, and how to craft your unique solution. Now that's step 1, but that's the challenge, is we just want to establish those 3 things, which becomes your brand statement. And then if you'd like to transition that to having our team create a pitch video based on that statement, then you can go ahead and do that. But the challenge for this week is really just crafting that unique brand statement. And if you need help, you can either send it to us at rob@amhsupport.com, or if you want help crafting it to make it more unique on your audience, their problem, and the solution, you just schedule 15minutes.com, and I'll help you. I'll give you 15 minutes, and we'll brainstorm out how to make it more unique, more dialed in for that brand statement. And then we will create 3 finalists,
Yep.
And then we'll
Start the process all over
and we'll
again.
select a champion next week with the best
So-
brand statement. So that is the challenge for this upcoming next week. And we hope that we can help as many advisors as possible get that brand statement dialed in, because you're going to need it for all of your marketing and all of your advertising. No matter what you do, you've got to have clarity on your specific brand statement.
Unless you like burning money on advertising and getting no leads.
That is
so.
true, too. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you for joining us this week. Congratulations to this week's winner, Emma, and American Financial will benefit from that. Thank you to the Sandbox and the
Yep.
production team. And hopefully
We'll see.
we'll
you
be
next
able to
week.
help as many people as possible develop a brand statement next week or present them next week. So schedule 15 minutes with Rob.com. Take the first step. Let's get started.